You're just going to need a few things for this tutorial. So more importantly, you're going to need fake nails. Now these ones are by Kiss. I just picked them up at my local Target. These ones are more of an opaque color, and that's just because I'm going to be painting them later. However, I strongly recommend going for the white nails that they have there, just because they're going to have to match your teeth anyhow. So, since I do have to paint these for 2D, I also picked up some black nail polish, and it's just a matte color. It's by Broadway, and this one I got at a local Dollar General. And that's also where I got the denture adhesive. Now, it really doesn't matter what kind you get, but just as long as it's adhesive, denture adhesive. If you're going to be wearing them for a long time, get a maximum strength formula. Mine, I just picked up the cheapest one I could find. You're also going to need masking tape, a nail file, and a pair of scissors. Oh, you'll also need a flat surface. The reason why you need the masking tape is if you have to paint them like I did, it just makes it a whole lot easier just to stick the nails down, and then that makes painting it easier. And this is just a package that I found laying around. It was most likely from Roshi. So, yeah, let's start this tutorial. Okay, so for the first part of this tutorial, it's very important that you pick the right size of fake nail, because it will have to fit over your tooth and it will have to be comfortable. You may have to trim down the sides a little bit, but that's completely okay, just as long as you're comfortable. You are going to be the one wearing them all day. So I went with this size, and since I need it to fit over my front teeth, pick out your size and make sure that it fits first. That's very important. So that one does fit. And like I said, you may need to trim down the sides, especially if you're doing more than one tooth. Now, there are other tutorials, and I'll post links to some of those below. They use Wonderflex, and in that case, it doesn't really matter. You just have to match up the teeth. But if you're doing individual teeth like me, then it's very important that the sides are sanded down so that all the teeth can fit comfortably into your mouth, because there are spaces in your teeth, and these do fill up the spaces, and it just gets really uncomfortable if they don't fit correctly. So then the next important thing is, obviously, that's a lot longer than my natural tooth, so you're going to have to take the scissors and the nail file and cut them with the scissors until they are the appropriate length, and then file them down until they're smooth with the nail file, so there's no rough edges to get your lips on. So once you do that, then you'll have to trim the sides down just a little bit, just so that everything fits correctly. And then once you get them to fit correctly, just make as many of those teeth as you need to. It's also at this point you can decide what shape of tooth you want. So if you're doing someone like Murdoch, or especially characters from Homestuck or Soul Eater, you're going to want to make them pointy when you're cutting them to fit in your mouth. But if you're doing something like 2D, then you're just going to want to make sure that they fit over your natural teeth. So once you get that done, and you get them all filed, if you're going to paint them, make sure that they fit into your mouth. Always stop and press them over your teeth, like that, until they fit correctly and how you want them to fit. Otherwise, you're going to make a beautiful set of teeth and find out that they don't fit, or that they're very uncomfortable, and it's just a waste of fake nails. So yeah, always check, every time you do something different with the nails, always stop and make sure that they fit over your teeth. Like I said, I'm using this size for my front tooth, but if you're making some for your canines or any other part of your, any other tooth, then you could always make sure that you have the correct size, especially if you're doing a set, because if you make them all the same size, then it's just going to fit really awkward. And if you're doing your bottom teeth, I suggest using just all small nails, so probably about the same size for all of your teeth. And that's just because if you're doing tops and bottoms, it could be very difficult for you to close your mouth or speak or anything like that. So I'm trying to match them up as close as possible. Okay, so last step in the tutorial, once I got done filing them and got them to fit, I put down a tape bubble and I stuck the nails on top of there, and then I just painted it using black nail varnish. And so once they dry, I'll be able to put them on. Okay, so I let them dry for probably about 4 hours, and obviously I'm talking a little weird now. This is what they look like stuck on. So I'm actually really happy with how they turned out. I do, however, have to sand them down a little bit, because this one was a little bit too big, and then this one was a little bit too long. The denture adhesive, it says to hold it briefly. I'd hold it on for like 3 minutes and keeping your mouth dry the entire time, because I can feel this one moving a little bit in my mouth, and it feels actually kind of weird. But that's just because I didn't let them dry long enough. So yeah, like I said, this is what it looks like. They were a lot easier to apply than it was to use the wax, which I've been using since I even began cosplaying as 2D. This was a quick fix because of a video that I'm going to be posting later on this week. Overall, I actually really like it. Like I said, obviously I'm talking a little bit weird, but that's just, I'm not used to wearing these. I'm actually really happy with how they turned out. For those of you who are concerned with the nail polish, if you let it dry long enough, it shouldn't be an issue. With that being said, I don't recommend any other adhesive than the denture adhesive. Don't be using spirit gum in your mouth. That would be absolutely ridiculous. Other types of paint. One of my friends used acrylic paint, though I don't recommend that. If you don't feel comfortable using nail polish, I would just invest in the tooth blackout, but this was just a different alternative for it, especially if you're in a quick fix like me. Like I said, I really like how they turned out. They look really, I'd say they look really cool. Like, it just looks like there's tooth blackout on my teeth, but it's not tooth blackout. And the best part is that they are reusable, so if you're out at a con and you just don't want to keep on reapplying the wax, then you can just stick these in and it works just as well. I did sand the back of the nails just so the glue would stick a little bit better. And actually, the more I talk, the more it dries, and it's just, they're holding really well. So yeah, that's how you do it. Like I said, same process if you're making fangs or anything like that. And I might actually make myself a pair of Murdoch fangs too, a little bit in the future. Sorry, I keep on looking up. There's my ceiling fan, and it's really bothered my eyes. But yeah, that's what they look like, and yeah.